Ladies and gentlemen, would you please make welcome from Impact Minerals, Dr. Mike Jones is here. Welcome.
Alan and I have known each other for a long time, but it's always difficult to follow him when he's telling everyone how well endowed he is. So, I'm the light entertainment at the end of the day, so that's all right. So, Impact Minerals, we've been around a long time, and I'm going to introduce you today to this material here, which is actually at $20,000 a tonne, is the second most valuable white powder in Perth. So for those of you waiting for the after party, it won't be quite as entertaining as you thought it was going to be. But this material is actually called high purity alumina, or HPA for short. And we believe that we have a globally unique deposit located only 500 kilometres east of here in Perth, just south of the Southern Cross, in, believe it or not, the top 2 metres of a salt lake. So I'm sure you've all driven past those salt lakes, out in Western Australia. Well, amazingly enough, a lot of them contain very valuable minerals. And this particular one, and it's a globally unique area with special climate, in the top 2 metres of that lake is something in the order of 20 billion, with a B, dollars worth of HPA if we can get it out and importantly sell it. So what is HPA, I hear you ask? Well, it's in 2 main uses, both of which are growing dramatically at the moment. One is in batteries, lithium-ion batteries, and obviously Iggy is here to try and put lithium batteries out of business. But ceramics are used, it's used in ceramics. But you've heard about the batteries exploding in Tesla, and also the Samsung phones that are exploding in their pockets recently. So HPA is used to coat either the anode or the cathode in your battery, and also acts as a separator between the two, and it stops the thermal runaway. So if that HPA isn't doing its job properly, then your batteries explode. And so that's a big market, and it's obviously growing. The second area that's growing even more dramatically, which is perhaps even more boring, was actually LEDs. So all the light globes around here, and increasingly amounts of HPA, and there's huge demand for HPA in smart screens. So your ULEDs and OLEDs, they've all got significant HPA in there, and we believe that we can supply into that growing market. Now the thing about HPA, similarly with a lot of commodities we'll hear about nowadays, like rare earths, lithium, which is a little bit topical, is that they're all basically bulk commodities. Okay, you're never ever going to run out of those commodities, and that does include HPA. And there's a phrase I came across recently, which is that technology makes the scarce abundant. And what we're seeing across the whole mining space as technology takes off is that there's a drive to lower costs across everything that we do. And we're seeing that in the nickel space right now, where the nickel market is being devastated because technology's coming in Indonesia, short environmental rules aren't perhaps as strong. It's devastating our mining community here, and it's the same thing across the space. So it's all about cost. And so the great thing about this project, which is called Lake Hope, and it is our great hope, Impact Minerals, been around a long time, and we believe that our hope is that it can drive our market cap between 10 and 30 times greater than where we are now, based on the success of one of our peers in the HPA space, Alpha HPA. It's been a tremendous success story, and we're trying to follow in their shoes just a few years behind. So the secret when you're in the bulk commodity space is that 1 of 4 things has to be true, preferably more. So 1, you've got to have the biggest deposit, or 2, you've got to have the highest grade, or 3, you've got to be first to market. And a great example of that is Pilbara Minerals. And Pilbara Minerals are still killing it with their announcement yesterday, the day before. They were first to market, have those established relationships, and they're going to make it through the cycle. I got told off at one conference for saying we're going to be drowning in lithium before we know it, because it's everywhere. We're finding more of it than we know what to do with it, and that's exactly what happened. Or the 4th thing, and perhaps the most importantly, is that you have to be the lowest cost, or one of the lowest cost producers. So back in November, we put out our scoping study, which showed that the project at Lake Hope certainly has the possibility to be the cheapest producer of HPA, of good quality HPA, not cheap HPA, at the lowest cost globally by between 30 and 50% less than anybody we know about globally. And that was why I got into the project. It's a joint venture, we're earning an 80% interest, but it was the economics that really attracted me to it when I first saw it. This is going to be one of the lowest cost producers. I've been around too long. In fact, when Mal and I used to work at Western Mining, you'd avoid bulk commodities because of these very issues that I've just been speaking about. And so we have the potential then to get a foothold into the market, because we'll be able to provide material very, very cheaply, and then also survive through the cycle as technology meets the scarce abundance. And that is going to occur across the entire mining industry. It's the biggest threat we'll face is material science. So, where are our plans? We've just completed the scoping study. We're in a pre-feasibility study now, and we hope to complete that by about Q3 this year. Pre-feasibilities focus on two things. One is the metallurgical test work. So high purity alumina is 99.99% pure aluminium oxide, Al2O3. Now that doesn't mean anything perhaps to anybody, but the important thing, there's only 100 parts per million of deleterious or useless metals that you have in there. Otherwise it won't perform the acts that it's supposed to do in the batteries that we're blowing up or the LEDs that we blowing up in your roofs before you know it. The HPA isn't doing very well. So we have to produce that. That's our aim over the next couple of months. We'll be seeing test work from that. So far the results have been fantastic on the way through the process that we have. We believe we'll get to 4M sometime in the second quarter this year. And then the key thing is then to find off-take partners for the product later this year, and then that'll be basically the completion of the pre-feasibility study, and we'll roll on to the DFS, and then hopefully get into small-scale production 26, 27, and it's at that point there's a certainly predicted increase in demand in HPA. So hopefully we've got our timing right. That's a the time. So look, we've got the right product. We think the right time is here with growth in the in the LED market and the lithium ion and other batteries. It is using other batteries as well. Market is growing. We've certainly got the right location. We're in WA. This salt lake, we've already had it heritage cleared for mining. So there's tick that box. There's nothing growing on the lake. It's a natural pH of 3. If there wasn't any artefacts there or anything, they've all been digested now by the pH. We've had the heritage clearance. They're very happy basically for us to start mining. We're just waiting for the final work of our environmental baseline studies, and that will set the scene for us to watch the mining lease application sometime before the new year. So it's all on for one and all right now. Now, I'm also the first to say that metallurgical test work on HPA, so it's not the sexiest thing to be putting out into the marketplace. And so we've also been putting out a lot of information on our Arkin Strategic Battery Metals Project, which is also located only 150 kilometres east of here from Perth. And already this year we've done 3 announcements. We've got a very large rare earth anomaly, not as rare as zinc, and then copper as well. And we'll be doing a significant drill program there probably in the second quarter this year. So we've got some standard exploration. I'm an exploration geologist, that's what my PhD is in at heart, and we're looking forward to giving some good results from that as well. So huge news flow, and as I mentioned, Alpha HPA, they were like us that asked Junior 5 years ago, came across a new process to produce HPA. Market cap hit $1 billion just recently. That's 10 plus, 20 plus, 30 plus from where we are now. So if we get it right in the space over the next few years, it's definitely a journey that you should come on board and follow us on, and happy to answer any questions. So thanks for listening and thanks for coming alongside.
Well done, Mike. Appreciate it. Well done. Again, here for Dr. Mike Jones.